I think we're online. Hello and welcome. It's Thursday night. How many of you are out partying? I bet not a lot of you. But hey, we are alive in the middle of a pandemic, and that is something worth being so grateful for. If you're watching this, you're alive. If you're watching this, you probably have food on your table. If you're watching this, you can be out and about and enjoying this like warm snap that's happening right now. Well, anyway, in the Pacific Northwest, it is warm. It's been warm for 3 days. It's been amazing. Welcome. Hello. Let me know where you're coming from. How's it going in the comments? I want to go over something that I see a lot in my industry. And okay, look, let's get really real here when we're talking about anti-racism and white supremacism and all these issues that have to do with social justice. We are all fatigued. Some of us have been fatigued, right? But we're all fatigued. It's easy to walk away from it. It's easy to just, for some of us, it's easy to walk away. It's easy to kind of be like, oh, not right now. I'm too busy. It's not, some of us have the privilege of doing that, right? But that doesn't mean the problem's going away. And we are in a situation, if you haven't found out, between 2020 and 2021, we are in a situation where the earth and the spirits and our systems all agree that we need to pay attention to the biggest hurts of our time. We need to pay attention to the biggest injustices of our time, or else things are going to keep getting worse on all fronts. Everything is connected. So how do we pay attention? How do we be active? How do we do something without being constantly fatigued, without just feeling like I don't know what to do, without following through with our excuses? And whether our excuses are like, I have a very sick father and a kid that needs a lot of support, and whatever those things are, okay? Or if it's like, I just really am too scared. Whatever the excuses are, they all have the same result, and that is that we end up doing nothing. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to invalidate that you might not have time. What I'm trying to get across is that our not having time to pay attention to these things, to be allies, our not having time still has the same result. You know what I'm saying? I see that you're here. Let me know in the comments. Light it up, because it's so difficult to do these without knowing that people are hearing me. Okay, so I wanted to present to you 4 different ways that you can be an ally, especially entrepreneurs. Like, I've been an entrepreneur for, honestly, like, I feel like I was born an entrepreneur and have always been doing something. I used to collect rocks from people's yards and then sell them to them for like 2 cents each from their own yards. Hey, Polly, how's it going? Thanks for saying hi. I love that. I love the hearts. I love the likes. I love hearing from all of you. Okay. So, especially if you're entrepreneurs, community builders, parents. Yes, I consider parents community builders, because you are literally tending to yourself, possibly a partner, and then other people. And if there's more than one person you're tending to, then it's a community. So yes, parents, you are community builders. Hello. I've never tried your name out loud. Akumbwa. I think that's how I say it. Akumbwa. I'm on it with you, hearing you. Oh, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I hope I did well with your name. Okay, so I just wanted to present this to you, and I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this little thing that I made here. Hold on just a second, just so you can see it for a moment. I will post this on my page. I will post this on my page so you can see it. 4 simple ways to be an ally to PMBTS as an entrepreneur. And obviously, like, I still am editing it a little bit, but it will be posted. PMBTS, people marginalized by the system. The reason I'm saying it that way is just because, I've been called to attention about like the different phrasing we're using. People of color makes sense in some senses, but also it's not always as direct as it needs to be. LGBTQAI plus is makes sense in some situations, but it doesn't. It's like a blanket statement sometimes. And so I'm just trying out different ways to different ways to communicate what needs to be communicated so that we can be more specific, because words do matter. Okay, who knows? It'll evolve. It keeps evolving. This is a very fast evolving subject. Okay, so 4 different ways that entrepreneurs can be allies that you can put into your business, or community builders that you can put into your community simply right now, so that you don't have to feel that pain when you know that you're relying on your excuses to not do something. You still feel it. You still feel that pull where you're like, I need to be a part of this. I need to do something. And then you don't for weeks and months. And then you see yet another person lynched on TV, and you're hearing about things that are happening to adjacent communities and assaults and all this stuff. And you feel it, and then you're not doing anything. That cycle, which is just going to activate more shame and grief and embarrassment. And your ancestors are going to keep going, we put your attention on this subject for a reason. Pay attention. You have it. You can do something. It's just going to keep hurting. Okay. So here are 4 simple ways. Simple. Okay. 1, tithe. Tithe. Now, tithe originally means 10%. And like for me, for my course, I have 4 courses in anti-racism, right? So I have the anti-racist journey, beginners anti-racism, moms and race, and is there a 4th one? No, but there's 3. There's 3, and I have Black mentor sessions, right? So for any of the courses that people take, and even if it's courses like my Spirits and Ancestors course, anything that people are going to get from me that's a course, I give 10% starting this year in 2021. Well, it's kind of doing it before, but not officially. Officially, in 2021, I give 10% to a group of kids in West Africa with my mentor, and we basically feed them. We give them all their food, all their clothing, all of that. So what's cool about that is I can also tell my clients, and I tell my classes all the time, my students, I say, hey, just so you know, this is one really easy way to put in allyship. And you know what? Then they will go, oh, I can also do that. Now, it might not be 10% for everybody. I understand what it is to be an entrepreneur, trying to figure out your business, trying to figure out like money and how it flows. And like, you might also have an entrepreneurial business that is like, it's very important. Every dollar is so very, very important to supplement maybe your job income. So it doesn't have to be 10% like where I'm at. It could be like for every dollar spent, it's 3 cents, or for every, but put something in that's consistent. You wouldn't believe, even in my own fundraiser, the children will eat, even in my own, which is still going, by the way, it's still going. If you want to know about it, I will post about it more. Even in that, like just $10, I have some people who give me $10, $5 a month. That goes a long way. And like, even with nonprofits, like even a small amount that goes a long way. And then if you're telling people, if you're telling clients, if you're telling colleagues, and then they're inspired and they do it, then you're being a leader as an ally. And then those people are becoming allies too. Jivan Escudero is posting spiritual guide wellness. Does this have anything to do, Jivan? Let me know if this has anything to do with what we're talking about right now, because we don't have context. So can you give us context of why you're posting this on this video right now? Okay. A second way. Did I talk about everything I wanted to say in tithe? I think so. It goes further, but I have 4 things, and I don't want this to be like, if you know me, I could talk for like 2 hours. So I'm trying to keep this short. Second way, amplify voices. This, like we've been hearing, there was a big sort of call out to do this. There's always been a call out to do this, but especially in the middle of last year, there was this call out to really say like, hey, there's all these people who have businesses, who maybe they're doing social justice work, who are creating products, courses, whatever it was, that are not being seen, that are not being heard, that have to work harder to get any kind of like recognition or any kind of attention. And so please amplify these voices, because we can speak for ourselves. We can, as somebody who's in it, as people who are in communities that the system tries to marginalize, we have everything we need, except for maybe in some situations like space to be seen and heard. So amplifying voices goes a long way, and it's something that you can do right now in your business or in your community. And all it takes is sharing, getting a regular schedule of just sharing people's blogs. People in these communities. These can be communities, people. They can be Black people, they can be Indigenous people, they can be disabled people. You can be trans people, gay people, whatever the community is that you're attracted to working with, or that maybe you have a friend in and you don't know how to help. Share their stuff regularly. There are people who are watching you, especially if you're an entrepreneur, a community leader, or parent in a family. There are people watching you. And there's a lot of people out there who are scared. They want to do something, but they're scared, and they're looking for someone like you who they know, like, and trust to take the lead in doing something. And when they see you do it, they're like, oh, I can do that too. Simply posting, simply adding, if you have words of wisdom that are coming from a person who's marginalized by the system and you love what they're saying and you have a mailing list, add them to the end of your mailing, add their videos to the end of the mailing list and be like, I really appreciate this message. Please follow this person. Don't forget to click subscribe when you see this video, right? It's like so simple, and it's something you can do. Now, here's where it becomes really effective as an ally. I'm talking about doing this consistently. So I'm not talking about like you see Alexandra's video and then you do it a couple times and then you're done. I'm talking about doing this as a regular thing. The more consistently you do it, the more people are going to watch what you're doing and say, oh, I can do that too. That's easy. It's click. We're talking about clicks. We're talking about clicks. Consistent clicks. How many of you are out there clicking on a normal basis out there? I know I am. Okay. Before I go on to the last two, and these are really important ones, I want to tell you that I'm doing my last free webinar. Let me post it in here. It's my last free webinar. It is called White Guilt and Fragility, Moving Past Fear, Pressure, and Excuses. It happens on March 10th at 6 p.m. PST. Here's the link for you to register. Yes, you can come to the replay if you can't be there at the specific time. I really hope to see you. It is the last free webinar I'm taking a break from creating on all of these topics. Okay, so yes, amplifying voices. Also, if you have taken a course, if you've read a book, especially a lot of you who are out there wanting to spread about any kind of social justice, if you've read a book, if you've taken a course, if you've, anything that that you have appreciated is taught you on your journey, you can post that on your website. You can buy 2 copies of that book and give it to your friends. You can post on your website that you took that course. You can let people know, like in your postings or on your list, this is how this affected me. This is important. Here's a link. You know what? So many of us who are teaching courses in this even will have affiliate systems where it's not just amplifying their voice, but you can also get a kickback in your business, and then we're doing business together. And that's awesome, right? I love it. I think it's awesome. Okay. Referral list. This is a big one, okay? One of the top excuses that I hear all the time is, I don't know what to look up. I don't know where to go. Let's take a breather on that one. It's 2021. And in 2021, when I hear somebody say that I don't know what to read, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, it's really disappointing. And that's because almost everybody I know has gone through some schooling. Yes, our schooling is not the best schooling, but all of us have had to research something at some point. And so when I hear people saying that they don't know what to look up, they don't know what to read, I have a really, there's something in me that I have to deal with inside before I respond to them. use Google. Just type up reading list. Just there's so all you have to there's so many homeschooling things out there. There's so many reading lists. There's so many vlogs and blog. There's so much thought out there on these subjects. So many ways to educate yourself and other people. Look and start reading about what it is that you align with, and then when you do, make a referral list that says, here are the books that, either ones that I read, or these are the ones that a lot of people are talking about and I think are really cool, or this reading list is great for children, right? Here's a referral list. I took Alexandra Loves' course. I worked with Lisa Dedham Young, Trudy LeBron, whoever, put them on the list, okay? Look for referral lists that already exists online. There are so many of them. Okay, make that your referral list. And then if you're afraid, I don't want to pass this on. I don't want to pass this on because I didn't read all the things. Then bookend your referral list and say, I did a little research. These are the things that I either read, researched, or a lot of people recommend. This is the referral list I have as of now. Everybody's on this journey. Everybody needs to do exploration. There's so many authors. Look, there's so many authors out there that have great messages and great education, but they as a person have made some mistakes. Okay. So we don't need to idolize where it's coming from, but the message and the teaching is what's important. And it's fast. It's evolving so quickly. So please make your referral list because, again, people are watching you. As a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a community, as a parent, they're watching you. And so if somebody says to you, like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, blah, 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 all you have to do is, boom, give it to them. And sometimes that's all someone needs. Sometimes that's all somebody needs to go, oh my gosh, yeah. Here's the thing, somebody I know, like, and trust is giving me this thing to look at. Okay. Ukumbwa says, I can imagine the other three steps were powerful too, cut me off early. Oh, keep up the amazing work. Oh, thanks. Yes. Thank you so much. Your energy is vibrant, beautiful. Thank you so much. Blessings, King. Okay. The last one I'm going to share with you today. There's many ways to be an ally that you can put into your business right now, but these are my top 4 right now. And that is purchase services or products or give directly. And that's not just for people who are doing like me, who are doing like anti-racism work. I do anti-racism work from a spiritual perspective. For me, by spiritual, I mean, it's just like from within. I'm teaching people how to look at this and deal with their shame and their guilt, and how to draw on the wisdom that is inside them so they can navigate this in a much easier way, right? There's other people who are educating on, like, their focus is like decolonizing our history. That, there's all sorts of there's some people who are educating people all about trans life. There are other people who are using food, Hispanic food, to educate people on agricultural justice. Okay, there's so many. I mean, there are so many ways you can learn about these subjects. That's social justice. Then there's I'm going back to my term because I'm still figuring out what the term is. People marginalized by the system who have products. They're doing skincare, things that you might buy in a store, maybe buy from them instead. They're making earrings. They're making things that you can actually touch and feel, toys, books, stuff like that. So it's not just about investing in people who are sort of doing the work of social justice or anti-racism or things like that. It's also just like the products in your home and what people, having dolls for your kids made by Black women who are actually Black dolls, right? So it's things like that. So purchase services and products from people marginalized by the system, and also with their consent. You can give directly. People watch my videos all the time and ask if they can give directly, which is not which is not even expected, but it's welcome, of course. I give directly to people who in the Indigenous community where I'm still learning so much, and like somebody will take the time with me and be like, oh, okay, this is actually what you're looking for, or like this is actually a better term, and like if I have an extra tenor, then I'll just send it. I'll be like, can I give this to you? Like, is this helpful to you in any way? And they're like, yeah, sure. So that's another ways you can give directly. And that's usually very, very helpful to people. You want to ask first, of course, but that's usually very helpful to people. So my point of this video is that if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a community leader, if you're a parent, we really are in a time where the excuses are not just hurtful and harmful to people marginalized. Your excuses of not getting involved and not being an ally are not only hurtful and hurtful to people marginalized by the system who need your, we can get into a whole conversation about needing help, but who we all have to be in this together to really change the system. Let's put it that way. All right. It's not just hurtful and fatiguing for us. It's also, you might feel it, fatiguing for you as well, because your spirit is always going to be paying attention to these issues, to these challenges, to these things that are about race and injustice. Your spirit's not going to be able to look away. We're deep into revelations right now on this planet. And the biggest pain has to do with the inhumanity that we're all dealing with. And when you find yourself being able to get on board and do something, even if it's one of the things that I just said, and you can do it consistently, you are actually going to find healing in yourself. You are going to find some sort of satisfaction. You are going to find some part of your spirit and your ancestors saying, like, you should pay attention. You're going to find something in you that goes, okay, like I actually am being effective. All right. It's going to feel good for you too. Okay. So that's all I want to share with you today. Please join us next week, next Wednesday. You have to register for the webinar I have coming up, White Guilt and White Fragility, Moving Past Fear, Pressure, and Excuses. It is March 10th. You do need to register. That is also how you can get the replay that's happening for the 48 hours after the live event. Please do share, tag, like, amplify this voice. I love that, right? Yeah. That's it. I love you all. May your ancestors bless you. You're all awesome. Stay healthy and safe out.